If I asked you, what happens to your mind when you don't sleep? Most people would answer quickly, I get tired. I feel drained. I just need coffee. But fatigue is only the surface. What happens underneath is far more serious and far more dangerous. Lack of sleep doesn't just make you yawn, it quietly rewires your emotional brain. It changes how you feel, how you think, and how you react to the world, often without you noticing. Sleep deprivation makes you anxious for no clear reason. It pulls your thoughts into endless overthinking loops. It weakens emotional control and magnifies every negative thought. Small problems feel enormous. Neutral situations feel threatening. And the most frightening part? You may not even realize your mind is changing. The effects don't arrive loudly. They don't announce themselves. They build slowly, silently, night after night. So tonight, let's go beyond yawning, eye bags, and exhaustion. Let's explore how sleep deprivation affects the deepest parts of who you are: your mood, your focus, your behavior, your identity, and your mental health. Sleep is mental fuel, not a luxury. We live in a culture that glorifies exhaustion. You hear phrases like, sleep is for the weak, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Real success means grinding 24/7. But the human brain does not care about hustle culture. Sleep is not optional. It is not a reward. It is a biological necessity. Without sleep, the mental system begins to collapse. During sleep, the brain does critical maintenance work that cannot happen while you're awake. Brain cells shrink slightly, allowing toxins to drain away. Emotional experiences are processed and stored properly. Memories move from short-term storage into long-term memory. Neurochemicals reset and rebalance. Stress hormone levels fall. Most importantly, sleep stabilizes communication between two powerful brain systems: the prefrontal cortex, responsible for logic, reasoning, impulse control, and decision-making; the amygdala, the brain's emotional and fear center. When you're well rested, these systems work together. Logic regulates emotion. Emotion informs logic. But when you're sleep deprived, that balance breaks. The emotional brain takes over. Logic weakens. Self-control fades. So lack of sleep isn't just tiredness, it's emotional dysregulation. Emotional instability begins quietly. The changes don't happen all at once. At first, they're subtle. You notice small irritations feel bigger than they should. Minor criticism feels personal, almost hostile. Someone's neutral message suddenly sounds cold or aggressive. This happens because sleep deprivation makes the emotional brain up to 60% more reactive. Think of your emotional intensity like a volume dial. On a normal day, it's set around level 3. Lack of sleep turns it to level 8 without asking your permission. So, someone cuts you off in traffic and rage explodes. You misplace your keys, and panic replaces calm problem solving. You receive disappointing news, and tears arrive unexpectedly. People often believe emotions come from situations, but very often they come from a brain running low on sleep. Anxiety thrives where sleep shrinks. People with anxiety often say, "Everything feels worse when I don't sleep." They're right. Sleep deprivation increases cortisol and adrenaline, the body's stress chemicals. These activate the fight-or-flight system even when there is no real danger. As a result, thoughts race uncontrollably. Worries feel urgent and overwhelming. Worst-case scenarios dominate your thinking. You replay conversations. You fear judgment, rejection, and failure. Here's the frightening truth. A sleep-deprived brain struggles to distinguish real threats from imagined ones. A tired mind becomes overprotective. It assumes danger everywhere, even when you're safe. Sleep deprivation and depression. A dangerous loop. Lack of sleep doesn't just increase sadness. It changes how the brain experiences pleasure and motivation. When sleep is restricted, dopamine activity decreases. Serotonin levels drop. Motivation weakens. Pleasure responses shrink. This leads to loss of interest in things you once enjoyed, emotional numbness, social withdrawal, persistent low mood, fatigue that rest never seems to fix. But there's another hidden danger. Sleep deprivation strengthens negative memories. The brain stores painful experiences more deeply and vividly. A bad moment feels heavier, lasts longer, and feels more meaningful than it really is. This emotional imbalance is one of the strongest predictors of major depressive disorder, cognitive decline, and the illusion of functioning. Many sleep-deprived people say, "I'm fine. I'm used to it. I function better under pressure." But research tells a different story. Chronic sleep loss causes memory problems, poor judgment, reduced creativity, slower reaction times, impaired problem solving. Here's the alarming part. After repeated sleep deprivation, the brain loses awareness of impairment. You think you're adapting, but you're actually performing worse and becoming blind to it. Sleep deprivation impairs judgment similarly to alcohol. Studies show that staying awake for 20 hours can impair thinking as much as being legally drunk. So lack of sleep doesn't just make you tired, it makes you confidently wrong, dangerous in work, relationships, and daily life. Sleep, trauma, and emotional healing. During REM sleep, the brain processes emotional experiences. When sleep is disrupted, traumatic memories stay raw, fear responses remain intense, stress spreads instead of resolving. Emotional wounds don't heal, they linger. This is why sleep is essential for emotional resilience. Without it, emotional pain sticks rather than fades. Chronic sleep deprivation increases vulnerability to PTSD, panic attacks, bipolar mood episodes. Paranoia, mental health disorders rarely appear overnight, but lack of sleep slowly erodes psychological stability. When sleep deprivation crosses into psychosis. We rarely talk about the extreme consequences, but prolonged sleep deprivation can distort reality itself. Symptoms may include hallucinations, disorganized thinking, irrational fear, hearing voices, visual distortions. These symptoms resemble psychosis not because sleep causes mental illness, but because lack of sleep disrupts the same neural circuits. Even 48 to 72 hours without sleep can trigger early psychotic symptoms. This is how fragile the human mind becomes without rest. Restoring sleep, restoring mental health. If sleep deprivation damages mental health, sleep recovery helps protect and restore it. Evidence-based strategies include keeping consistent sleep and wake times, sleeping in a dark, cool, quiet environment, reducing screen exposure before bed, avoiding caffeine in the afternoon, limiting alcohol, which disrupts sleep cycles, creating calming bedtime rituals like breathing or journaling. Treat sleep as non-negotiable. If you're struggling mentally, sleep alone won't fix everything, but without sleep, healing becomes almost impossible. So tonight, when you lie down and close your eyes, remember, sleep is not wasted time. It's when the brain rebuilds you. Your patience, your focus, your confidence, your emotional strength. They are all products of sufficient sleep. Protect your sleep, and your sleep will protect your mind. If you found value in this video, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Thank you for listening, and good night.